So there's one more thing that Nadal's team did with his game, and it was that they never stopped rebuilding it. They kept working on it, and Nadal's often remembered as like a finished product who simply outsuffered everyone because he was so he dominated Roland Garros so much. But what the record doesn't show is that the team around him kept finding parts to upgrade. So about a decade into his career, a former coach of Ivan Lendl named Wojtek Bebak went to Toni in Monte Carlo with an idea about the backhand, and this is what he said: "Everybody was always admiring his forehand, but I thought his backhand was one of the best ever. But he was showing his greatness only on defense. He would use his backhand slicing to the backhand of the opponent, or sending like a half lob with topspin to change the rhythm and get the ball to his forehand where he could hit the winner. When someone would attack him, he would come up with a phenomenal backhand passing shot down the line or short cross court or topspin lob." So you can see the potential. So in Monte Carlo back in 2011 or 2012, I went to Toni and said, "Why doesn't Rafael go for the backhand during the exchanges?" Because he was 90% accuracy with the passing shot, so you could create openings with boom backhand cross court or boom down the line instead of passively waiting to set up the forehand. And Toni looked at me and said, "You know what? That is the simplest, most obvious thing, and I never thought of it." So 10 years in, a 5-time Roland Garros champion, and they were still finding ways to improve. And that willingness to take part, something that already works, is really rare. And you see the same exact thing in Tiger Woods. I was reminded of him straight away. He won the 1997 Masters by 12 shots, and Jack Nicklaus, one of the greatest golfers ever, called it maybe the finest performance in the history of the PGA Tour. And then Tiger did something unthinkable. He went to his coach, Butch Harmon, and he asked to rebuild his swing from scratch. And this is one of the highlights from Tiger's book. He had the sweetest thing on the tour. "Why mess with success? I want to change this," Tiger said. "I want to do it now." Harmon could hear the determination in his voice. It wasn't up for debate, so he suggested a more methodical approach. "We can do it a little bit at a time." Tiger said, "No, I want to do it all right now." So you're talking about the best swing in golf, one of the greatest golfers who ever lived, arguably the greatest of all time. And at that point, he just wants to change. He believes that he can get better, and Nadal worked the exact same way. He won his last Australian Open at 35, 2 sets down in the final, and at that point he was held by tape. He was broken down. He wasn't the same player that he always was. So when you watch him win later in his career, you're seeing the latest version of a game who's constantly trying to revise its way to the very end, to